let's talk about what we're going to be doing today. Right, since the last video, I've had the bumper, side skirts and the rear bumper painted just because I was sick of looking at them in primer. So then I painted. They were painted by a different body shop, so I'm not too sure if they're going to match the rear quarter, but that doesn't matter because we're going to get it wrapped anyway. I've managed to grab some seats, very rare half leather seats in 3-door. As you can see, they're very dirty and we've got some damage to them. However, these cost me £600 for a good condition set. You're talking about £1,000 to £1,200 now, and these, as I said, are very rare and hard to get. But we've got some seats, it's better than nothing. Also grabbed another wing because one of the sides are rotten. Well, both sides are rotten on the shell. I haven't got the other side, but I've got one side for now. Got another boot as well. This isn't an R32 boot. The difference being is the R32 has blue glass and a different spoiler. However, this is a very rare Votex or Vortex splitter. So I'm going to try that on, see how it looks, and we can always change the glass out anyway. Next to me, we've got not one, but two R32 engines, which we'll get back into in a second. Also grabbed a door, because on the same side, I mentioned before, there is a bit of a crease in the door on the other one, so I thought, you know what, it's just easier to replace a door, therefore no filler is getting used. There's a few dings on it, but I think they can be pulled out, and it's just in better condition than the other one. So yeah, moving back over to the engines. So yeah, we've got two engines. No, it wasn't buy one get one free. My thought process behind having two engines is I'm going to put one in, get this running, then we can take the car off to get some work done, whether it be body work. As I mentioned in one of the videos, I do now want to put it on air ride instead of turbo in it. I just think it will be easier, cheaper, and it will be done quicker with less problems. So that's the plan moving forward. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to put one of the engines in, get it running, and then while it's, you know, in running, we're going to send the other one off to be not rebuilt, but get the chains done, get the clutch and flywheel done, and some bits and bobs. Now I'm not too sure. Well, I keep changing my mind as to which engine I'm actually going to put in. This one is a high mileage engine. It's about 180,000. This one, I can't remember the exact mileage, but it's about 120-ish, something like that. This one, I've seen both of them running. From memory, I think this one was missing a little bit, as in misfiring. I have noticed that it's got some cheap coil packs in there. They're blue, and they're not very good from past experience. I did also notice that someone's took the manifold off, and they've cut here. So I don't know. The only reason you'd be taking the manifold off really is to be changing the gasket on the rocker, maybe changing an injector, or something like that. So I'm kind of thinking that maybe there is something wrong with this engine. So I'm probably not going to use that one. However, I did want to use that one. So we're going to use this one. The only problem with this one is, like I said, I did see it running. However, I did notice a lot of coolant on the side here and some coolant around here as well, from a potential leak. And obviously it's much higher mileage, and yeah, so I think out of ease, for ease, I am going to use this one because sounds stupid, but the downpipe and the decat is attached, and it just be simpler to just roll that in and get that one started. This one hasn't got that on, and from past experience, me unbolting this, the studs are probably going to break off in the manifold, this, that and the other. So yeah, there we go, decision made. I'm just going to roll this one in, get it bolted up, and yeah, get this thing started and on the road to repair. So let's move back over to the car. So yeah, the car has been in the back of the unit on a ramp, just gathering dust. Nothing has really changed since any of the other videos, other than it's dirty for some reason inside, and yeah, it's dusty. That's the mark I was talking about on the door. So obviously that's quite badly creased from where the damage was here. So yeah, it'd just be easier to change that instead of, I think that would be quite hard to repair first things first, I'm going to roll the car outside and give it a quick jet wash off because it's a really nice hot day and I do not want to work on it in this state. Also, it would be a good time to give the engine bay a bit of a jet wash out. I'm not going to go to town on it because obviously the engine is going to be pulled out again at a further date, but you know, just tidy it up a little bit.
Westy Production.
There we are, all nice and clean. Got a bit carried away with it, to be fair. It's got some weird texture on it, but I think I accidentally got overspray on this. So it's gonna need a good polish. Anyway, yeah, it's nice and clean. Next, I think we need to give this a bit of a degrease, get this coolant off here. Definitely just tidy the gearbox up. As I said, 180 odd thousand miles on this engine, closer to 190 maybe. So I'm gonna push this outside, give it a quick degrease, and hopefully it'll come up a little bit better. Right, so that's looking a lot better now. Wasn't expecting it to be immaculate, which it's not, but it's better than it was. Right, so a couple of days have actually passed since doing those last few clips. Got a bit busy with work, the giveaway side of things, dropping cars off, collecting cars. Go and check out the website, www.levelupgiveaways.co.uk, and for a chance to win that if you're watching today, between today and next week. Anyway, so engine bay's been cleaned out as best as I could. Engine's been cleaned as best as I could. In between those few days, I have decided I'm going to be taking off the old subframe. I normally remove the subframe and the arms to put the engine in anyway. Just makes it a lot easier, especially when the downpipe's attached, because you've got to get it through a very, very tight gap. So, looking at this subframe, looking at the rack, and looking at the hubs, etc., I think, I wouldn't say they're well past it, but I don't really want to be putting them back on, so I have managed to grab a replacement steering rack, subframe, and some powder coated and polybrushed arms and a different set of hubs. So I'll be putting them on, so I'm going to remove all of this, put those on, well, put the engine in, then put those on, and hopefully get it running today. For now, as much as this suspension looks past it, and I'm assuming it probably is, I'm going to leave that on for now. It is quite a, or was a decent coilover setup. It was a Bilstein. So yeah, I'm going to leave them on for now, just because the plan, as mentioned previously, is to go on air ride. So there's no point in me forking out, you know, between 500 to £1,000 on a set of coilovers. Yeah, so there's no real point in me forking out for another set of coilovers when I'm going to be purchasing air ride anyway. So hopefully that'll do for now. And yeah, let's just crack on. But before I do, actually, it's actually Sunday, the 25th of June. I was hoping to have this video done, edited, and up today. Obviously, I've lost a few days. However, it's 1:15. I am going to do as much as I can possibly and try and get this video out today. So if you're watching this today, which is Sunday, then yeah, all of this just happened this morning after being out all morning and being up since 5 o'clock. Yeah, you're probably tired. I'm looking a bit shattered and hot. So yeah, I'm just talking too much now. I'm going to get this engine in. Well, I'm going to get all this subframe off, all of that off, and then get the engine in and go from there. So let's just crack on.
Productions.
So here is the old arms, hubs and subframe and steering rack. Now the steering rack don't look too bad actually. And I'm pretty sure all this is pretty much just service rust as well. I am quite glad I took this off because they did have these studs on, which are really good, but I'm going to be changing wheels, and the wheels that I'm fitting are not 5x100. So with these fitted, you wouldn't be able to fit any sort of adapters. So yeah, that's the old one. Looks like it's got an uprated anti-roll bar as well. I do remember the rear having an uprated anti-roll bar. I'm pretty sure it was H&R. I'm not too sure which this one is. I'm going to measure it just to double check. Tell you what, I know it is actually, and I'll tell you how I know it is, because it's got two holes so you can change the position. But obviously this is in better days. I'm sure it's still great, but that can go off to the powder coaters along with some other parts. So let's move over here, and these are the parts that we're going to be fitting in replacement. Is that, am I saying? I don't know. Anyway, subframe looks a lot better, hubs look a lot better, and the arms are 100% better. These have been powder coated and have got poly bushes in already. I did notice as well that there's an aircon pipe missing. Now I think when I stripped this originally back in the day, because it had a turbo engine, I'm pretty sure it was using a different aircon pipe. Luckily enough, I've got another one here, and I've also got this heat shield that appears to be snapped, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that as well. Right, so it's time to get an engine in this. I'm not too sure if I've recorded this already, but I'm going to record it again because I was on the phone. Aircon pipe is in, replaced this heat shield, had to find a bracket as well for this, had to change this as well, a few other bits and bobs. So yeah, we're ready to put the engine in. And look at that, the engine is in. Yeah, obviously I've just bolted it up, hand tight for now. Well, not hand tight, but not too tight. I do need to get new bolts for the engine mounts. I'm pretty sure they're one-time use, or yeah, well, stretch bolts. So I'll be looking to get new ones of those. I'll be looking to get loads of new stuff, but look, for now, let's not be picky and this, that and the other. Engine is in. I do want to try and get it started today. It's currently 3 o'clock. I've still got to edit this video, and I've still got to get the ECU in, get the IMO out, find the clocks, this, that and the other, plug it all in. I've got to put the clutch line in. Well, I don't have to get it started, but I don't know. Let's just see where we get. I'll plug as much as I can in. I'll check the time. What I don't want to be doing is uploading the video too late at night. I mean, my YouTube isn't massive and I'm not expecting to get thousands of views anyway, but it would just be nice to get it uploaded today, because now I've got it in my head. So, enough talking, let's see where we can get to. So I've plugged in as much as I think we need to get started. Apart from the ECU, I didn't get an ECU for this engine, so I've had to go and buy one. I have got a few ECUs, but none of them have got the IMO off, and none of them have got matching clocks. So obviously the clocks are not going to match this shell, so the mileage will have to get corrected. I think this shell's on around 78, something like that, under 80,000 anyway, but that's something that we don't need to worry about right now. What we do need to worry about is I completely forgot about this. Because this shell used to be turboed, which I did mention in a previous video, which is the reason I had it in the first place, bought it as a turboed R32, stripped it, and it's been sat outside my unit ready for scrap, and then we're about to save it. So anyway, when it came back from the body shop from having the rear quarter panel done, this was in the boot. This is an inline fuel pump that's under the car. I tried to put some power to this shell a few months ago to get the windows up, because I was going to leave it outside again, and loads of fuel went on the floor. And then when I looked underneath, this was obviously missing, and one of the clips on the fuel line was broken. So let me show you actually. So underneath the car, hopefully you can see, you've got fuel filter, you've got fuel lines there running from the engine, fuel filter, and then you've got lines running above the tank to the fuel pump, and the inline pump was like allocated somewhere around the back, and you can see there, hopefully you can see that that clip has broken off, and that would go normally on an OEM car to the fuel filter. So that's a bit annoying. I have got another one of them, but it's so hard. It's so hard to replace. You have to drop the fuel tank a little bit and wiggle it about. It's a right pain. So what I'm going to do probably is just put a bit of tube on there to there, just so we can get that first start up to end the video on. So yeah, let's get on with that. So this is the key from the shell that we're rebuilding, and to swap the immobilizer over, we just need to take this VW badge off, which is always a pain. And there is a little Phillips. Take that off. There we go. There is the immobilizer. Don't know if it's focusing. I'll try. So they are quite delicate, so what I tend to do is I just leave it in there. Obviously we don't need that one, in fact, so we don't need that. All we need is the key. That's the immobilizer that we do need. So I was going to do this one again. And then yeah, so that's the key for this shell. That's the immobilizer for the clocks and whatnot that I've bought. Just put that in there. Well, in there, in fact. I always forget which way you twist it. I'm thinking that might be the wrong way to get it to flip open, but we'll soon find out. No, it was the right way. So putting the clocks in is a lot easier with the steering wheel off. But you can do it with the steering wheel on, which I'm going to do, just because I can't bother to take the steering wheel off, to be honest. And there we go, we've got clocks for the first time in a very long time. There's two Torxes that go in there, but I have no idea where they are for this car, so I'll have to get some. Next, ECU. Putting the ECU in is quite easy, just slots under the rain tray. So we've got the ECU in. We have got the clocks in, and I've swapped over the immobilizer out of the key. I've got this little bit of tube to try and do something with the broken fuel line. So I'm going to put that on first, because as soon as we put power to the car, the fuel pump will prime and fuel will just go everywhere. So we'll get that done, and then I can't really see any reason why we can't try and start this. Here we are, moment of truth. I have genuinely not even tried to do anything with it. I took a little bit longer trying to fix that fuel line, because that bit of pipe that I was on about didn't work. So I ended up using this drain, a bit of drain pipe, and I cut up an old end of a fuel line that I had, which connected to the fuel filter. So hopefully that works. Obviously it's just a temporary bodge until I can get to that line. But anyway, I've got a battery here. I'm not too sure if it's even charged. I want to try and do this one-handed. If it's not charged, I've got a booster pack anyway. Put a bit of cardboard down because I'm expecting some coolant to come out once the pump gets going. Water pump even. If it does run, it'll probably run like a bag of rubbish, because there's a lot of stuff plugged out, including the MAF. These pipes here for the brake servo and stuff like that, so I don't think there's a lot of life in that battery. Let's do it up. Right, battery done up. Let's go and see if we've got any life on the dash. Oh, we have got a bit of life. Oh, immobilizer activated. Ah, I wonder if I've made a mistake here with the key. Tell you what, let's try. So I have one more little check over everything. It has just started to rain, so I hope you can hear me. Need to put the gearbox in neutral. It's in neutral. Wow, it is really raining now. Right, tell you what. Let's just give it a try. 1, 2, 3. No. Actually, has it even got fuel? I don't know if this car's got fuel actually. I bet this car hasn't got fuel. Because that pipe was broken, fuel was leaking out quite bad. Because even with the immobilizer activated, it would start and then it would die. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to run around the corner, because there's a... Oh, I can hear a noise. Ah, yeah, we have got fuel. And we've got a fuel leak as well. Ah, it's good job I put that there. Do what that's off. Yeah, my bodge hasn't worked good enough. At least we know we've got a bit of fuel in there, despite what the gauge was saying. I'm not too sure what to do now actually. The only thing I could do is I've got a fuel line there. I might be able to connect it up to the fuel pump, run it outside of the car to there, maybe. You know what, let me just try it. Right, this is the pipe that's broken, and it's wedged in between the tank, and it's so hard to get out, and I know because I've had to do it before on another car. This is annoying really, because it wasn't actually me that broke it, so I'm a little bit annoyed about this. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a fuel line into here and then run it underneath the car, because I want to get this started now. What time is it? 10 to 5. Oh, let's go. Turns out I'm actually a genius, so what I've done is I've put an OEM fuel line there. Ignore all the petrol. I tried to get up as much as I could with that rag. And then I've just bypassed the fuel filter and gone straight into there as well. So it's OEM to OEM. So it shouldn't leak now. And when I've turned the key, I genuinely haven't tried to start it again either, and I'll explain why in a second. Now we have got half a tank of fuel. Now, while my camera died, I was looking at the key. And I was thinking, like, the key, the top and the bottom is where I've changed over. So it should be a bit of mismatch color-wise. I don't think it's even focusing. But to me, that looks exactly the same wear and tear. So I think I've swapped ends back to the exact same one. If we look at this one, focus, focus, focus. No, it's not going to focus. Oh, here it is. Look, this is like really good condition, both sides. So I think I've literally put the key back to normal. So I'm going to swap it around again and we'll try and start it again. Right, all swapped over. Let's see what we get. Ah, still saying it. Anyway, let's try. Right, now I am confused. I'm confused now. Oh, oh! Oh, it started then. Yes, there we go. Right, so, okay, we're getting fuel. We've got an immobilizer problem. I'm very confused about that. The only thing I can think is the person that bought the clocks, and let me turn this around actually. Yeah, so the only thing I can think of is the person I got the key, clocks and ECU from has given me a mismatch of some sort. It's 5 o'clock now. I want to edit this video and get it up on YouTube. I haven't really got anything else I can try. I haven't got another ECU. I'm out of options really. So, right, so I think I'm just gonna leave it there because I know this video is gonna have gone on for ages now. I'm out of options because if that's the case, that they've sold me a mismatched key, ECU and a set of clocks, there isn't really much I can do until I get another set or go and get the IMMO taken off. So at least we know it starts, even though it cuts out. So what I can do now is get it back on all fours, and then it should be a case of just getting the IMMO sorted, and then I can go from there. But anyway, as you can see, I'm hot, bothered, sweaty. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the anticlimax. I was really hoping to get it running at least. But listen, if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe, like it. Make sure you go and check out the Golf R that's up at the moment, and loads of other prizes. Until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.